Hi there, thanks for tuning in again. This week I tried to just count calories instead of anything else and everything else I've done before. And it will be interesting to see what the outcome is, especially since yesterday on Saturday I went to a restaurant with an Asian buffet where I ate quite a lot. But you will see in a few minutes how that fitted in. And until then, I say, as usual, thanks for watching. Well, my approach this week, like I said, is counting calories. And I have to say, maybe you think now, well, yeah, that's the easiest way there is. Why didn't you try it earlier? And I have to say, you're right. I should have just did that because it is the easiest way to just try and get started. Because with keto, there are some issues, like you might remember that I had a very high count of ketones in my body when I measured it with the test stripes. And I was a little bit worried that maybe I have too much of them in my body because at a certain level it might even get dangerous. So that was occupying my mind. But also with keto, you don't only have to watch how much carbs you are taking in, as low as possible, but also you have to take care of protein coming in and good fats, and overall of calories should also be taken in mind and kept in mind. So it's a lot of moving parts you need to track, and with counting calories, it's just calories. And also, when I remember doing Weight Watchers, with Weight Watchers, it's also a little bit tricky because if you just count points, and points sometimes are assigned to food with 0 points, even though they of course have calories. That means that you are only trying to estimate stuff, And some days at the end of the day you didn't have any points anymore and you eat some stuff that has 0 points, but of course you are still putting calories into you. So I guess that explains why it is easy to have just a plateau there quite quickly after a while. I mean, overall it works, of course, because you are eating more consciously. But also they are assigning a lot of points to fat with protein receiving quite low point count. So that also created some issues actually to eat healthy. Like, I eat salad very happily and often. And the salad comes with, the salad I do is created with a sauce that takes 3 tablespoons of oil and then a little bit of herb mix. And the mix with the oil together is approximately 390 calories. So if you are thinking about a daily calorie intake of maybe 2,000 to 2,500 points, it will be about a fifth of your allowance, maybe even just a sixth. And with Weight Watchers, it comes at 12 or even 15 points, which is over a third, almost half of your daily allowance already. So you do not dare to use it that often and eat it that often, even though it is quite healthy and you need the oil to keep the vitamins in your body. So another reason why I think counting calories is the easiest and best way, because everything you take in is energy and is calories, and if you count the calories, you cannot trick yourself with other stuff like with Weight Watchers. You cannot trick yourself like in keto with eating too much fat and not being healthy there. It will allow you to eat what you want, but it will also force you to stay under a limit. And I think it will automatically come to the point where you eat quite healthy and quite balanced. But I will see. What is interesting there is the fact that this week on yesterday, I stepped on the scales and I already saw a quite nice success. It was 1.5 kilograms down from the 2 kilograms I gained last week, where I just let things go and listened to my body and was influenced by my subconscious to also listen to my need to just snack more. So that was a tricky thing, because last week I told you I need to have some kind of a regulation system. I need to have clear guidelines on what to do, and that is why I count calories, because there I have a clear limit. So it worked quite well. I lost 1.5 kilograms when I stepped on the scales yesterday. Though at the beginning of a week it was a little bit slow to start, because there I was aiming at 2000 calories as an intake. And as you might know, if you have a calorie deficit, then of course your body will not burn the energy, it will just store it, and you will not lose weight. So you need to stay, I guess, around 300 calories under your daily intake that you need to actually lose weight. And after those 2 days where nothing much happened, I was researching how that intake would have to look like for me to keep my weight, so that I know where to aim to lose weight. And it was wild, because every site I've seen was giving me different advice. It was ranging from 2000 to 4000 calories, but most of them were landing around 2800 for myself, and the one I used was in that range. And that seems logical, because I'm quite tall comparatively and also quite heavy. That is why I want to lose weight. So of course my current daily intake has to be higher to maintain that. And so now I'm aiming for 2500, sometimes a little bit lower, maybe 2-3 if I like, but I shouldn't go lower than that. Sometimes I might hit 2600, but I will not go higher than that. So that is my aim, and that I did the rest of the week, and like I said, it worked quite well. But then of course there was the restaurant where I went yesterday, and the question is, how did that work out? First of all, it was a very nice restaurant, and I hit it with my sister. It was an Asian buffet. They also had a Mongolian buffet there, where you can just choose fresh meat and have them fry it there, and then it will be brought to your place. Where actually it was brought to our place by a robot, which was funny to see. I've never seen a robot in a restaurant before, so that was nice. It was also nice that they had like a koi pond at the entrance. And of course the buffet was great. So the food was very tasty, and I guess we will go there again. But the downside for me that numbed my happiness about the place and my enjoyment a little bit was the damper that my mother was supposed to be there as well. Because you might remember that every few weeks we try to go to lunch with my mother, to just stay in touch with her. My mother is a very complicated person, always was, and this way we make sure that we don't completely lose touch, and it usually works quite well. And she was supposed to meet us there. We had a table for 2.5 hours for our buffet, where we could eat whatever we want, and she usually comes too late. That's the first thing. So we started eating anyway, and we didn't wait, because that is something we should never do, wait for her to arrive. But we could then see that she was going a complete wrong way. So we were waiting for her, and apparently she was not going to the restaurant, and we had to put the information in WhatsApp twice, where and when, and she still didn't remember that it is at 3 p.m. that we wanted to meet. She is getting forgetful, and that is getting worse. I mean, over the last years, we even had a doctor check her out in general to see what's needed with her, and she agreed to see that doctor to get also support with her everyday doings. And that doctor said she should check out, she should go to a neurologist to have her checked out, because maybe her forgetfulness is psychological and not physical. But she is not going there. Since 2 years she is just not having that, because she's afraid that maybe she will end up in a old folks home or in an institution, that she is always suspicious. People would tell her that she is crazy. But unfortunately, with her approach, she is just forcing it herself, and it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If she is not taking care of herself, she might end up exactly where she did not want to end up. But yeah, so we saw that she was going the wrong direction. Then we saw that she was going with the train and driving in one direction, noticed it was the wrong one, get the other one. Then she got out where she got into the train, and then back and forth a lot. And it was then, we tried to reach her via phone, and she didn't even answer at first. And when she answered, I explained to her from where she was, where she could get the quickest to where we were eating. I put the information in WhatsApp so that she has it, but she never even checked WhatsApp. Even though I told her, please take a look there are instructions that you can take, completely ignored that. She was then just getting back and forth. And finally, after we were almost at the end of the time that we had the table, we were finally reaching her a second time on the phone and telling her, okay, just wait where you are right now. We will get there. We will place you in a bus so that you can at least go home. And we only could give her a multivitamin drink that we got from an automated dispensing machine, and a chocolate bar so that she is not under sugared, so she has sugar issues and she needs to have regular meals. So we just made sure that she has that. Then we sent her on her way, and that was it. It was a weird one, but I think she should just take care of herself, but I don't know if she ever will. But yeah, that's all about that. And now let's look at my weight loss. Back to the main topic of my videos. So I had that very large meal, and I tried to keep it simple and to keep it not too heavy. So I tried to avoid a lot of noodles and rice. I had a little bit of that. I also had some desserts and stuff, so I didn't skimp on that either. But I was trying to have it balanced. I was concentrating on meat and stuff like that. There was some, like I said, it's a Mongolian buffet as well, where you could get fried up your fresh meat. So I had a lot of roast beef there as well, and leaner meat, so that was nice. And I have to say, it seems to have worked, because when I stepped on the scales today is Sunday, when I record this video, I have lost 1.4 kilograms, so 100 grams more on the scales than yesterday, but still 1.4 kilograms down, even though I had a very nice day with a very, very nice meal. And that tells me that this is the way to go. I will continue that for the next week as well. And the other thing that I remembered is, ever since I stopped doing Weight Watchers, where you could get extra points that you can use just for walking, for taking a stroll. Ever since I stopped that and was going into keto and other things, I really don't walk that much around, which is a pity, because that is of course healthy for you. It is nice to just see the outside, but also it is really helping with burning calories, and that is what it is all about, right? So I will continue that in the future. I will have a larger focus on walking again, on having some strolls in the graveyard here. And with that being said, I hope you had a great week. My week was quite successful, even though I had a little bit of a letdown yesterday with my mother and the whole thing around that. But it is what it is. I hope you have achieved everything that you set out to achieve this week. I hope the next week will be great. I hope I will lose a lot of weight again, so that I can say this is the right approach for me. And until then, I just say stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope we see each other again next week. And until then, as usual, thanks for watching.